The car saved my life. I want to save the car's life. Welcome back, friends and followers. This is Josh from Magic Skateboard Media, and I am here with Ruiz Jordan and his awesome RX8. So he's been through a long journey, a lot of trials and tribulations, and I wanted to document that for him and for the car community. So we're going to talk to him about his journey.
My name is Jordan Ruiz. I'm 27 years old. I've been in the car scene for some time now. This is my Mazda RX8 2004 S1. He gave me the offer like, oh, if I paint this car, will you buy it? And I was like, yeah. So I said, pearl white. That's the color I always wanted since I was a kid.
Relocation, we got jumped by security. You know, America's America, and you're not allowed to be in places and film, and security guards will give you a hard time. So, as we were speaking with Jordan, when did the accident happen and how did that affect you?
The accident happened March 10th of last year in 2024. Affected me a lot, like mentally, physically, all around. It was very unexpected, you know.
So give us a little explanation about what happened and the details of the accident, and relive that if you're comfortable.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. So in March 10th of last year, I saw the local car scene last minute the day before, and I'm like, I probably should go there just to warm up throughout my day, because this other event was happening later on the day in LA. I was like, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go to the local car scene. I was on my way. I was right in front of a 4-door Skyline, and once it turned green, it was our turn to go. It was solid green, so I had the right of way. And as I was turning, I didn't see no cars come by at all, you know, and it just happened so quick. Like I just seen a glance in my eye, like a big old car or an SUV or a van just coming at me, and it just happened right there and then. And I don't know if I was like, for sure I was knocked out, and everything was like blurry, like it's like cloudy. I don't know. It's like in the video game, like in Call of Duty, we get a flashbang and you just like kind of like get that effect. So it felt like a dream. Like it knocked me into like a dream. And when I woke up, I realized like I was in the crash. Like I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. I just smell smoke and all that. That was just from the airbag, just kind of deploting. Yeah. Deploying. So the door was locked in. I couldn't get out, so I kicked it open. My adrenaline was like in right there and then. And a pedestrian from the street, I guess he was on the sidewalk or something. I don't remember much. I just remember he ran up asking me if I was okay. I was like, I don't know what to do. I started picking up pieces off the ground for no reason, and the pain started coming in real hard and real quick, like through my bicep, my neck, everything. Like it was like I was like screaming. I don't know if I was yelling or not. It just happened so quick, you know. And call some people, and I was trying to look for my phone in the car, and I have somebody call for my phone, like, please call my phone. Like I gotta speak quick. When he was helping me with the car, because he disconnected the battery because the horns were going off. And so I found my phone, called some people, let them know I'm outside, I'm right here. And yeah, I mean, I just remembered I was just in the ambulance. Everything just happened so quick, and then I wasn't even there anymore. Like mentally wasn't there. I felt like I wasn't present anymore. Okay. Yeah, my buddy Matt was there with the Eclipse. So I mean, I wish he was here to give more insight, but just as far as I remembered, I was in the ER, and they were checking up on me, and they were doing some tests on me, like without my consent, like drug testing me. They thought I was the start of the accident. Yeah. So what happened, of course, like the guy ran on the red light. That's what really happened. As many of you guys know or seen, you guys would probably think it's totaled because it's the front end collision. Like everything's done. It's not safe, whatever. And so at that point, yeah, I wasn't running.
What? So was it officially totaled out?
No, it actually. Once I was like more present wise, I had a lawyer already. And so I lawyered up throughout the whole entire situation. And so it kind of protected me from like having the name in the car, like literally, you know, legally it says totaled. So I defended the car because I said, I'm gonna keep the car. I'm keeping the car, I'm keeping the car. So me saying keeping the car, it literally protected the car's title and things like that. So being fully restored throughout the frame wise and everything, and doing that, like it kept the title clean. So.
Was the damage, did the damage exceed the amount that it would normally be totaled as?
Just by a bit. I mean, yeah, I would say yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys haven't seen the photos or not. I'll probably insert them here or maybe here or somewhere. But it was totaled. There's no question in my mind that it was totaled. And Jordan brought it back from the dead. He made sure to tell everyone, I'm keeping this car, I'm building this car, this is my car. So it's literally, it was on its deathbed. It was on its way to heaven. And Jordan wasn't gonna let that happen. What was your first steps to trying to recover all the pieces, psychologically and physically, with your medical, and then after that, moving on to the car?
So at this first step was more physical and mental part of it, you know, knowing the car was gone and things like that. I had a friend who was sticking with me for a while. If it wasn't for that person, I mean, I'm gonna give a huge shout out. Unfortunately, we're no longer connected anymore, but if it wasn't for that person, the car wouldn't be here right now. And just because of that person, you know, help out by pulling the car out and things like that. They didn't have to, but they did it by heart, you know. The car, like, it saved me. It saved my life. This car, besides from saving my life, this is something I love. I worked so hard for it, and it just stopped right there and then. Like, I'm not gonna let that stop. I'm not gonna stop there. I'm gonna keep going. Luckily, thanks to you guys with the car community, you guys forwarded me with Tug's Life. He looked around the car and he said it's savable, and I got hooked. I always have the same mentality, you know. I won't stop until I finish what I started.
So one of the things Jordan told me that kind of sparked this whole interview was, he said, the car saved my life, I want to save the car's life. So that was really like the beginning of the start of the rebuild journey. And that was beautiful. Like at that moment I was like, I want to figure out how to document this journey. So that's what inspired this interview.
I wasn't physically like
the heavy lifting,
yeah. And I wasn't much talking wise. Like they were helping me. They were my voice. They were my hand work. You know, all that overall. I was just more like pointing like what to take out. This is what we got to do. You know, so very much thanks to those guys. And overall, throughout the whole entire way, like long story short, the whole entire way helped with many other people. You know, from different aspects throughout the car, you know, helping me with deliveries and assistance with the car, and you know, all the way around. So, but it kept me going. It kept me going. I didn't stop there. You know, it kept me going. I was still in the car. You know, I didn't want to stop. But with a lot of help, you know, from friends and family, and the shops and the sponsors, if it wasn't for them, like I wouldn't be here to this day. So we got the discontinued Gradient kit turbo with the HKS blowout valve, custom alternator. Besides the color, it's actually high voltage, supported throughout the whole car, performance, and the audio system. I got the HKS grounding kit with the Ultima battery. I forgot the name of the oil catch can. I think it's D-Spec or something, the oil catch can.
Where's that at?
Over there, it's kind of unfortunately hidden. Yeah.
The blue.
I think it's D-Spec or something.
The JDM, is that JDM style air filter, or what's that called?
This right here?
This?
Yeah, that's where they come. Yeah, the intake from the Gradient kit.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all old school right here, so we went with that. I got the oversized pulley kit from OBX. Red.
Oh yeah.
Zone adapter mod. What that does, that's the reservoir for the premix. Shoots down to the housing, to the apex seal, so it lubricates throughout the whole motor. That's one of the reliability mods. I got a cooling system from Bennett build / all Mishimoto components, like the radiator and the oil coolers, custom. I got the Greddy intercooler. Unfortunately, we're gonna get this fixed, but we got the Mishimoto oil coolers dual from left and right. It's kind of hanged up with the custom hoses, and I'm running with the Mishimoto, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically flowing through the oil cooler connecting to it. It's kind of hidden, unfortunately. I got a Bennett water pump, so it helps with the cavitation, preventing from from the cooling system, better flow, better for performance wise. So I got four square Volk Racing GTC wheels. They're discontinued. These are the wheels that I love seeing from the game, from Minute Club LA and from Most Wanted. So I got hands of these from somebody from Long Beach. He was lucky enough to have from the same spec, from the same size that I wanted. So I was lucky enough to find this with a Willwood big brake kit. Thanks to my boy Michael. He helped me install it. I have no idea what I was doing when it comes to brakes. So he helped me with that. So yeah. I got the roll cage. I forgot the brand name of it. It's Auto something. So I got the roll cage. It's part of the safety with the fire extinguisher. I got the Momo steering wheel with the NRG quick release in the hub. I'm running with the boost controller from Greddy through my turbo. I got the gauges for my oil pressure, water temp, and my air ratio. Better reading throughout my car, especially when you're running turbo.
Oh yeah.
And I got the APR GTC spoiler. Actually, this was originally from a BMW, so we did a custom installation, which I got it from the seller. He actually handed me one of those custom brackets, so it can be universal. With the APR carbon fiber license plate cover. And I got the retro rotary Mazda symbol. My boy Stanley with the RX8 as well. He gifted that to me during my recovery as a gift.
What about the exhaust?
The exhaust. This exhaust came originally from Mark IV Supra, but previous owner had it on his different Honda Civic builds, and so it was Frankenstein, high mileage. But I'm gonna get that changed out. I got an Apexi actual whole exhaust itself, so we're gonna change that out real soon. It's the same spec, everything else, same length, just more shiny and more fresh. Oh, the bash bars. The bash bars are important ones. Yeah, that's the whole what saved my life and everything with the car.
Carbon fiber hood.
Oh yeah, carbon fiber. I got the carbon fiber hood from Saibon. I don't remember of the name of the model for this one, but it's the clean looking one. Let's just say that, the nice one that everybody wants from RX8s.
It's the desirable one.
Bash bar. So the previous bash bar was steel and MIG weld, but it did save my life. Now we have a 4130 chromoly TIG welded bash bar at a different spec, custom for my car. So it's, besides it's suiting, but it's also safe and stronger than the one previous. So I got front and rear.
Okay.
So that's the most important part of throughout the whole car.
Yeah.
Like
before, the other one was twisted.
Twisted.
And you're running without a bumper, so.
Yeah. So, and Oh, speaking of the bumper, this is a KBD one. So before, yeah, I didn't have it. I just like that bash bar look.
Aggressive.
The aggressiveness.
Yeah.
But this time, not this time. So we're having the bumper this time with all that showing. So I hope I did motivate a lot of people. You know, it's not about the car, actually. It's more about don't give up from, you know, from something that you started and something just stops there or something in the way. Don't stop. You know, keep going. You know, don't let nothing stop you from, no matter how bad it gets, like whether it's financial, physical, or mentally, whatever, don't stop. You know, keep going. You know, have a strong heart. You know, surround yourself with good people, with friends and family. You know, keep going. Don't stop. You know, just keep going. If you got a goal, you got something that it's stopping you and it's slowing you down and all that, don't give up. Don't stop there. Keep going.
As you can see, Jordan, he wasn't gonna let it die. He brought the RX8 back from the dead. Once you start something, you finish it. So this is the perfect example of taking action and staying motivated and seeing it to the end. So make sure that you do the same, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.